Just like in the loop of the October Bend, the story of America began with dreams of old, as the town of Jamestown became the first successful settlement in what would become the United States back in 1607. I would be fortunate enough to be able to visit the 2013. On that 7th grade trip, I was supposed to go to Kings Dominion as well, but that never happened because a hurricane came. Talk about that and more tales from the Old Dominion coming up. What's up, my guys? Lindsay, and before we talk about the 7th grade Williamsburg trip, on both ends of that trip, I had been in Virginia on those years for some reason. My first mystery trip, which was the farthest I actually went with scouting, back in 2012, was done to Virginia, and one of the places I went to was Luray Caverns, and I had been there previously with family a few years earlier, 2008 maybe. One other places that we went to on that trip was the Massasoit Resort for, they had a water park there, so we spent, most of the afternoon and evening. I didn't really think much of it, but I would prefer that one to, Montego Bay and Wildwood. That was probably the worst water park I've been to, but I prefer Greek Peak, where I know the mountain coaster is. Over that, I think there was, a karaoke night in the restaurant. They have their decent arcade compared to the Montego Bay, which was crap, and I don't even know if Greek Peak had an arcade very close to the water. I think they could be separate entities, most likely. So yeah, I didn't really get so much I wanted to focus more on that earlier trip, but we were in Virginia. There was a Massasoit Resort. I think we stayed in a post-Legion 22 War Memorial. There was a small little park over, and then we had some fun with the little spinning ride there. It's supposed to be a play on a theme park review POV with some modern versions of that spinning ride over in Baltimore, so you can see that. The Williamsburg trip, I was saying at the top of the video, was one of the biggest trips, at least for the middle school, that we had. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we spent 2 nights down in Virginia, and then you had the travel days down and back. So the first day, as I mentioned, was we traveled down to Jamestown. There's a nice ship, explore that. Could see an Indian village. Yeah, they had some activities with us, broke into groups, but it's only a ship that was on our own time. And then we went down to the Fort Magruder Hotel. I did see some reviews when I was writing the script that room was a little small, a little outdated, but I think for the price, and it's very good. Kind of close to a Busch Gardens Williamsburg, so, and also with the Williamsburg Village, it's kind of close to that as well. But that hooks straight into William and Mary University. It's kind of cool. I saw that on maps while I was obviously looking at that. I was really hoping to do it this year, but it's probably going to be 2022 now, as a trip I call Coasting to Chesapeake, where I go to do the Ocean City, Maryland attractions, cross over, do stuff in Williamsburg, go up to Kings Dominion, do the Virginia Ren Fair, maybe Funland, then DC and Six Flags America. Anyways, once we got to the point, some time there, went to another hotel where I had dinner. That was how it worked for both nights. After that, we gone to historic Williamsburg, and we were split into 4 groups. There was a dance group, and then I was actually got to be jury for a witch trial. I forget what the other 2 were. Probably should have asked around, but it doesn't matter here. I was so I was on the jury. Miss Boswell, I didn't have for any classes, but in 5th and 6th grade we had a team system, so most of us were you're mainly between those 3. At least in 5th grade it was 3, but for 6th grade it was 5. There was one chunk of us that in 5th grade had Mrs. Wilson for reading, and then she became part of a team in 6th grade, so I had her again. And so yeah, I would have then another weird exception was Mr. Class, who was an applied tech teacher, and I think I had him in 3rd and 5th for applied tech, and then he also taught my 5th grade math class. But like other than that, like when I moved into normal English, I also am for science. Anyways, I digress. So, day 2 is just focusing on historic Williamsburg, exploring some locations. My dad and I and a few other people, I think it was just my roommates. From that's where son, I forget who he bunked with. Person who I camped with, Cameron Gray. I knew him from baseball along with the David Allen stuff. He was longer fortunate to be able to go. But as I mentioned, we had dinner at the hotel for both nights, and second night we watched Cool Runnings after dinner, and I call it the Disney story of the Jamaican bobsled team. But some other interesting stuff we watched was the South Park story where China and Disney were fighting over the rights to the Star Wars franchise, and obviously I think Disney got it in that was a lot more recently, but I think they got all the way back in 2012. Then we watched Storage Wars or something along those lines. As well, they go to like the storage lots and then open up and then get out, get all the crap they can get out of them. I haven't watched any of those before or since. I would say very good episodes from what I saw that night. And again, at the top of the video, we're supposed to do Kings Dominion on the third day, but Hurricane Andrea shuttered the park. I apparently kind of screwed with the 8th graders up at Cindy Hill that year too, but as I kind of mentioned in a previous video, Cindy Hill was pretty decent. It did rain the first day for us. Both was a morning thing, but went over to Tyson's Corner Center instead. That's outside DC, and that was the first time I saw Tesla or like really knew about it. There was one car that I saw. It was like $100,009 at the time, to be specific. And a family friend commented my dad's post on it. He's like, who's buying these? Fun, just look how far Elon Musk has gone in all these years. I sometimes wonder if I become an enthusiast sooner by going to the park, but I still feel I've never ridden Volcano. Maybe I would have ridden Shockwave. Yeah, I don't know if I've ridden Dominator either. But come on, Dominator's still around. Bobsleds for sure. Maybe not. Probably not Intimidator. Again, that's still around, but I shouldn't really fuss about has-beens, Has-beens, my-beens, In the previous video, I mentioned a 2012 reunion with some of my dad's friends from college. We met up again in 2014, and that summer was a summer I was taking personal fitness, and to be honest, I feel with my dad being in advancement chair, I kind of got off easy with. So I got up every morning, and there was like a huge pathway, so people who were in cabins were put in one area, and then people, the RVs, and some was hunting as well at the other end of a path, so I just go up there and back, and again, just like the last time, that's a Jellystone camp, and a giant pillow thing, a smaller water park area than the one in PA. And they have a smaller arcade, like clubhouse thing. Don't remember that. Again, like they have a smaller food area. We had bingo, but again, I prefer the restaurant over at the PA one. And I like the other one. There's a lake that was mainly a huge like centerpiece, and you had like a beach style there. I think it was the first time I ever heard the wobble. Obviously, our parents had specifically gone to Lynchburg College, which is south of Richmond. My parents actually have a green room there named after them, so it's kind of unfortunate now that they've been divorced since October 2018, even though it's been only official more recently. That was the first college I actually ever visited, to be honest. I've been to Eastern a few times. York, Westchester Row, and St. Joseph. Those are the 4 they actually seriously visit. Anyways, the main big piece of that trip was the Natural Bridge, which you've seen in the past few openings. That actually carries a US 11, which its modern counterpart of the interstate system is 81, and that's the main route that we took to get down there. And during the summer of 16, that was a major route that we also took as well. But the thing is, that we saw after our stuff at Natural Bridge was this place called Foamhenge. There's actually zero in there as well, but we didn't visit. Actually, for like festivals and stuff. There's a gate there. I think we just went over there anyway. You know, spend 15-20 minutes there. Skip Busch Gardens and King's Dominion